Parshas Behaaloscha. We are fifth reading. Continuing in Bamidbar, Numbers, chapter 10, verse 11. Yesterday we spoke about how to journey with the clouds that would lead the Bnei Israel, the words that Moshe would share when they would rise up, and the trumpets that would be blast. So now we continue. Vahi b'shana hasheni, and it was in the second year, b'chodesh hasheni, in the second month, chodesh year, second month, be'esrim b'chodesh, in the 20th of the month, na'le ha'anan, the anan ascended, rose up, mi'al mishkan ha'idus, from upon the mishkan of testimony. Rashi, b'chodesh hasheni, and number 11, nimtzei sato imer, so what comes out? When did they come to Mount Sinai? They came Rosh Chodesh Nisan, right? Sorry, came Rosh Chodesh Sivan. Rosh Chodesh Sivan, and now this is 10 days short of that. Is Rashi, right? 10 days of short of that of a year. That is. We're talking about a year later, right? They came Rosh Chodesh Sivan. And on the 6th of Sivan, they received the Torah, Mount Sinai, right? God spoke. So, and then they were dwelling there at Sinai till this point. As it comes out with saying, they spent 12 months, let's set 10 days. And Sivan, because on the first day of the month of Sivan, which is the third month, they encamped there, and they did not travel from there, from Sinai, until the 20th of the year, the second month, the Shana Haba, the following year. That's what comes out. Okay, hope you got the math. The use of Bnei Israel, and they traveled, the children of Israel, according to their journeys, B'midbar Sinai, in the Sinai desert, Yishgain ha'ana b'midbar Paran, and the clouds settled in the desert of Paran. So they traveled, and now it's settled. Right. According to their journeys, Rashi in 12, according to the law that was stated explicitly, according to the traveling of their divisions. Mi Rishain or Mi Achron, who was first and who was last. Right. We learned this. We learned this, I think, 2 weeks ago. Last week, or it was 2 weeks ago? Yeah, no, 2 weeks ago. Parts of Bamidbar we learned, right? The arrangement of the 12 tribes and how they traveled.
Oh, east, west, north.
Huh?
East, west, south, north.
Yeah. Rashi continues Bamidbar Paran, in the wilderness of Paran, in the desert Paran. Kivra Sataiva Bamidbar Paran haya. Kivra Sataiva was in the wilderness of Paran, V'sham Chanu Mimasezeh, and they encamped there after this journey. It doesn't say where they are. It just says that they're in this desert. Where specifically is Kibbutz Hataiba. I guess it's something that will become clearer at some point. And I think that's for okay. I think we'll see. The Yisuf Rishena al pi Hashem biyad Moshe, and the first journey of God's according to God in the hands, meaning through Moshe. 14, V'yisadega machna b'nei Yehuda b'rishona, and the banner of the camp of the children of Yehuda were first. Let's see, Vaisam, according to their legions. Al Tavoy Nachshon b'nei Aminadab, and heading this legion was Nachshon, the son of Aminadab. Al Tavoy Mata b'nei Yisachar, and the son of Ben Tzur. And heading the legion of the tribe of the children of Yisachar was Nisanel, the son of Tzur. Ba'al Tzabal Mata b'nei Zebulun, Eliyav ben Chelai. And heading the tribe of Zebulun was Eliyav ben Chelai. V'hura Mishkan v'nasu b'nei Gershon, b'nei Merari, Neisei Mishkan. And the Mishkan was taken down. Hurad means it was taken down, meaning dismantled. The Mishkan, the tabernacle, or the sanctuary. V'nasu, it's not just the sanctuary, it's everything. Mishkan, right? V'nasu, and they traveled. The Bnei Gershon, the sons of Gershon, these are the Levites, right? Who took parts of it, Bnei Merari, and Merari, they dismantled it and carried it. Rashi, in 17. Mishkan, the tabernacle was taken down. Kiven Shenaisa Degal Yehuda. So, right, this is after the division of Yehuda would travel. Nichnasu Aaron and his sons would come to the Mishkan, Ubarko es aparechis, and then we take down the partition, the curtain that was a partition, B'chisa ba is Aaron, and cover the ark with it. Shenemar, as it says about Aaron and Menesei HaMachane. Right, we learned this already, and a couple weeks ago, that that this was the job of Aaron, that they would get the things ready. Bnei Gershon and sons of Gershon, Bnei Merari and sons of Merari, Parko HaMishkan, they would dismantle the Mishkan. Right, they wouldn't go into the holies or the Holy of Holies. That would be Aaron would do that and his sons. But the Levites, right, the two families of Gershon and Merari, they would dismantle the rest of the Mishkan, and they would then load it onto the wagons and then move on. And the Aron, the ark, and the other holy implements, that was the load that the sons of Kahos would carry, and they would carry that by hand. Would stand covered in the sunim al hamates, and then placed on the poles. And until the division of the camp of Reuben would travel, that's when they would take it. Because if you notice, we only mentioned, we didn't mention Kahos, right? We only mentioned Gershon and Merari, right? Mm-hmm. We only mentioned Gershon and Merari because there's an order over here. After, right, Nachshon, who's the head of Yehuda, he's on the east side. So when they're getting ready to start moving, so who else? So then comes the Levites, they have to dismantle. Comes Aaron and his sons, they have to now cover all of the implements of the Holy and Holy of Holies. But that won't be carried until afterwards, because we'll see the order. It's going to be after Reuven, then it will mention Kahos. And also Kahosim. And only afterwards the Kahosim would do their job. Okay, continuing. So what we had was in the first, right, in the movement, so we have Yehuda, they're the leader of the group of three, right? There's 4 groups of 3, 4 sides. And so Nachshon was the leader of those three tribes, which was Yehuda, right? Issachar, and Zvulun. Now we continue in 18. Now comes Reuven, who's the leader, right? He's the banner, so the leader of the next side, which was, I think it was
West.
no, when the west was last, because that's at the back,
Oh,
right? That would be back. That's the back.
Back.
You wouldn't go to the back, right? Reuven was on top. No, it's on top, which is to the south, if I recall correctly. In any case, Reuven, right, his banner, L'tziboisam, according to their legions, Al Tziboy Elitzur ben Shedeor, and his and his tribe was led by Elitzur, the son of Shedeor, Al Tziboy Mata ben Shimon, and Shimon ben Tzur, and heading the legion of the children of Shimon was Shlomiel, the son of Tzurishaddai. And the head of God was Eliasa ben Duel. And also, of course, right? So those were those three that were together. I have to look back just to remember. I think it was on top, if I recall correctly.
The last one to go, right?
No, this is the second group now. We just did the first group on the east. Now we're doing the second group, right? Now after the second group, right, the second side, which is a group of three tribes, and also calls him Mikdash Mishkan Adbayam. So now they carried and traveled the Kohasim, right? Noisei Mikdash, that they were the ones who carried the Mikdash, the holiness of the sanctuary. The Hekimo is a Mishkan Adboyam, and they erected the Mishkan before they had arrived. Let's see Rashi in 21. Noisei Mikdash, Noisei Dvarim Mikdashim. They carried the sacred equipment, which is the ark, which is the menorah, the shulchan, the altar, the inner altar, and so on. Okay. Next in Rashi in 21, Mishkan, they would erect the tabernacle, Gershon, B'nai Merari, the sons of Gershon Merari, Shayu Kaidmim Lahem, that preceded them, Masishnei de Golim, by the journey of two divisions. Hayumikimim is a Mishkan. They would erect the Mishkan, Kishaya Anan Shecha, when the cloud of glory would come to rest. Nira, and the sign of the encampment would appear, B'degel Machne Yehuda, at the division of the camp of Yehuda. And they would encamp. So, right, remember, the east side is going first, right? That's front. So Yehuda's going, and when he stops, the camp is still moving, right? Until they come, because they're behind. They're behind. So they're the first ones that would stop when the cloud would come to a rest. And that would be a sign for the encampment would appear then, in the division of the camp of Yehuda. They would encamp. And the sons of Kohath would still be coming behind them. With the last two divisions. So they were coming. Remember, what are they coming with? What are they coming with? No. They're coming with the holy stuff.
Oh, first,
right? The holy stuff has to go somewhere. So Gershon Merari have to come first and put up everything before they could come and put it into place. Right? So they're behind in order that Gershon Merari would come first to put up everything. right? If you don't put up the camp, then it's like if you don't put, you're not going to put up the beds in the tent before you have the tent up.
Yeah.
Right. So you need to put up the tent. Then you can put the implements in. So they would come Geshem Merari, and they would erect the Mishkan. Okay, boy, and Bnei Kos, when the sons of Kos would arrive, they would find everything that would be up and running. And they would then place the ark in its place, the table, the menorah, and the altars. And this is what the verse means. Mikimi Mishkan Oisei. That those who erect the Mishkan would erect it ad terem boyam until they would arrive. Shel b'nei Kahos, the sons of Kahos, until they would arrive and then place all the implements. Okay, continue. V'nosu b'nei Degel machane b'nei Ephraim. Zu gesund. Give me a second. I just want to see something here. Huh? Where? Where?
Yeah, the red nose of the west.
Huh?
Oh.
Oh, can I see it? Because I'm looking to see, because I can't remember where they were. I know that. Oh, okay. So, yeah. Okay, Shkoyach. No, okay. No. It's the way I said it. You have it the wrong way. This is east.
Right.
And this is the way I said it, south.
Just north there.
And this is south. That's why I said it was south. Oh, one second. Yeah, Reuven is south.
Yeah.
And Yehuda is east. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Okay. So now we have Ephraim. Ephraim is on the north side, yeah? Ephraim's on the north. Hello? Give it back. Give it back to right now. We're verse 22. Ephraim's
Ephraim is like east west.
he's west.
East west.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. Benjamin, Manasseh, and Ephraim should go west.
Huh? Yeah. Okay. Nasu b'nei Degobach b'nei Ephraim, and the banner of the camp of Ephraim. They travel. Let's see, boysam according to their legions. Altavoy, and it's his leader of his legion is Elishama ben Amihud. Also, Mata b'nei Menashe. Then there is the legion of the tribe of Menashe. Gamaliel ben Paditzur. And we have the leader of the tribe of Binyamin, Abidan ben Gidoni. And also Degel Machne, Don. Ma'asev l'chol ha'machnes, it's ben Otzvaim, Achiezer ben Amihud, Amishadai. So we have Ephraim, Menashe, and Binyamin. There. Can I see the picture? No.
If you
Sorry, folks. Give me a moment here.
what do you want?
Just want to see what's here.
Oh, okay. Right.
There we go.
So up is north and south.
This is down, is north. It's funny why, like, they traveled like this. I guess but it says now he's at the end, gathering it all. It's a collector for all the other camps. So how did that work? Okay, 25, right? Now we're speaking, so that was the west side that we just spoke about, right? Now the banner of the camp of Dan, they set out, and they're ma'asif. Ma'asif means to gather, collector. For all the all of the other camps, Tzibosam, according to their legions, and heading his legion, Zacchias ben Amishadai. Let's see Rashi. So this is now the north side, right? Massive Kolamachnas is a gatherer of all the camps. Talmud Yishalmi, the Jerusalem Talmud states the following: the Fishaya Shivta Shaldan Meruba Uchlasin, because the tribe of Dan was numerous. They had a huge population. You know, it's about they would travel in the rear at the end. Even though Yehuda was more numerous than Dan, it didn't travel to the rear because it was the tribe of royalty. Right? But next to Yehuda, they were the largest. They would travel at the rear. Anybody who would lose anything, the tribe of Dan would return it to them. He's the Amar. There's an opinion which says, Seva hayu mahalchim, that they would travel like a box, quadrilateral setup. And he derives it from Kasher Yachnu Keni. So as they encamped, and so they shall travel. East and those that say they would travel like a beam, like a straight line. And that opinion derives from this statement. Aha. So okay, there's two opinions. Follow, look at me for a moment. There's two opinions. One opinion is they traveled the way they encamped, right? That's the way I thought, but no, there's another opinion, and that opinion, this verse is what they prove it from. They traveled in a straight beam, in a straight line. How do you know that? Because there's somebody at the end. If you travel like this, it's not somebody at the end, not one. There's several at the end. There's three at the end, right? But here he's calling them the gatherer, the collector of all. So they are on the end. So they must be in a straight line, single file, not single file, but at least, 12 tribe file, right? And they were the last ones, right? So there's a difference of opinions, two opinions, right? In the Talmud Yerushalmi. Got it? Okay. 26. Now there's two other tribes that go together with Dan, right? On the northern side. And the leader of the tribe of Asher is Pagiel ben Achran. And the leader of the tribe of Naphtali, and these are the travels of the children of Israel according to their allegiance as they traveled. Rashi says, this is the order of the way they traveled. On that day they set out and they traveled. Okay, 29. We're good. We're following. Amazing. And Moshe said to Chayvev, the son of Ruel, Hamidjani, the Midianite, who is the father-in-law. What other name do you know him by? Huh? Yitro, right? He had several names. He had a few names. Right? He had several names, yes. Several names. So the father-in-law of Moshe, we are traveling. Moshe is now telling to his father-in-law, we are traveling to the place that God had told us. He said, that God said, I will give to you. Come with us. And it will be good for you. Because God had spoken good for good fortune for Israel. So you'll be part of that good fortune, right? 29, Rashi, Chayvev, who Yisrael. Rashi says this is Yisrael. Shenemar, B'nei Chayvev, Chayse Moshe. Because in Judges, the verse says, from the children of the sons of Chayvev, the father-in-law of Moshe. What the heck? What the heck? Do you follow you see what my problem is? What Rashi just said? Rashi is kind of like proving that Chayvev is Israel, right? He says, Chayvev, this is Israel. How do we know? Because the verse says in Judges, the children of Chayvev, the father-in-law of Moshe. But our verse just said that Moshe is speaking to Chayvev, his father-in-law. Huh? You follow the difficulty? Anybody home? Anybody here home? Anybody online get my question?
Oh.
Yes or no? Put a thumbs up if you get it, and put thumbs down if you don't. If you don't get it, be honest. Huh? Don't give a trans answer. Commit yourself to who you are. Okay, that's better. The verse says that this is his father-in-law. So what do I need to prove it from somewhere else? Rashi brings a proof from Judges. What do you need proof from Judges? The verse says Chaysen. Chaysen means father-in-law. And the fact that Chayvev is his name and it's his father-in-law, well, obviously this is Yisrael. Okay. Nothing. I'll probably sleep okay tonight, unfortunately. I won't have this on my mind. I should. We'll see if we have time. Okay. Enough. So why does it say that they came to Ruel, their father, Malamed? So why does it say there that he's Ruel? Here he says the son of Ruel, right? Yisrael is the son of Ruel. Why does it say then it says that they came to Ruel, their father? This is in Exodus when Moshe went to Midian and he met his daughters, right, and married Zipporah afterwards. Right? Why is he called Ruel? That young children call their father's father, father. I know my grandson who just left yesterday, he's less than 2 years old, and he's calling Bubby, Bubby, and he's calling me Bubby too. So Hashem is Harbe Yahyullah. He had many names. Yisrael, Al Shem Shita Parshachas B'Teira. Yisrael because he added one more passage to the Torah. Chayvev Mechavev Zatera Kulay. Chayvev is called because he was a lover of Torah. This Rashi needs, for me, explanation. Okay, next Rashi. Noitim anachnu elamokum. We are journeying to a place. So he's speaking to his father-in-law, right?
Yeah.
And he's saying to him, we're journeying to a place. Miyad, very soon. Ad Shoshiyamim, within 3 days. And we're going to enter the land. Which land? Which land, folks? Eretz Yisrael, exactly. We're going to enter there in 3 days. And from this first journey, also they journeyed. In order, their intent was to journey and to enter into Eretz Yisrael. Ella, but they actually didn't do it immediately. Shechatu, because they sinned. Then Misainim at the incident with the seeking a pretext, which we will learn. I think it's tomorrow's class. Hold on. Yeah, tomorrow's class. It'll be in tomorrow's class, right? They sinned there, not the sin with the spies. Sin of the spies means they didn't go in for 40 years, right? This sin, as we will see tomorrow, well, it means it didn't go in after 3 days that they were supposed to go in, right? And why did Moshe include himself among them? And as we are journeying, although he was not destined to enter the land, because it wasn't agreed that he should not enter the land yet. And he was in the impression that he would enter. And at this point, he was going to enter the land. In the end, he doesn't enter the land, right? Because it wasn't a decree against him at this point until later on. Okay. And he said to him, who said to who? The opposite. Yisro said now to Moshe. Moshe in the previous verse was speaking. Yeah. Now he's responding to him. And he said to him, I'm not going to go. Ki malartzi, except to my land, bil maladati, and my place of my birthplace. I'm going to go. Rashi, el artzi, bil maladati, to my land, to my birthplace, im bishvil nechosai, whether for the sake of my possession, im bishvil mishpachti, or for the sake of my family. I guess land is for the sake of possessions, and birthplace is the sake for the family. That's why he says the two things. Got it?
Wasn't he born in Mitzrayim?
Talking about his father-in-law.
His father.
Right. His father-in-law he made an offer to come to the land of Israel. We're going to go in 3 days. And he's saying, no, I'm going to go back to my land. I'm going to go back to my birthing place. 31, Vayemer, and he said, who said now, this is Moshe responding back to him, Al no tazev, please don't leave, Oisanu us, Ki al kenya daita, for this is why you know. This is why you became familiar. With our encampments, but midbar in the desert. Because you were for us eyes, meaning a guide. You were eyes for us. You're a guide for us. Don't leave us. Rashi in 31. Al na'tazav, do not forsake. No is a expression of a request. Moshe requested of Yisro to stay, so people shouldn't say that Yisro did not convert out of love of God. But rather they were under the impression that the converts would have a portion in the land of Israel. Now that he saw they don't have a portion in the land of Israel, he left the children of Israel, and he went on his way.
He wasn't a convert.
He was a convert. He was, but he wasn't going to get a portion of land in the land, right? So that's why he's going back.
He wasn't going to get a portion because there was a worry that.
No, because he was a convert, because
yeah,
the portion was based not on you, those who enter the land, but the father who, based on the father.
Yeah.
That's how you got your portion in the land, right?
Okay.
So his father wasn't Jewish.
Yeah.
So therefore he wasn't going to get a portion of the land. Okay. So for it is because you know the encampments in the wilderness. For it's appropriate for you, to do this. And as much as you are aware of the encampments that we made in the desert, and you saw miracles, and mighty acts that had been performed for us. In other words, you've seen the miracles. Right? You've seen the encampments and the miracles that have happened to us. So therefore, it's fitting for you to stay. Next Rashi. Ki al Kenya daiti literally means for it is because it did right. Kimoy asher al asher yadaiti, in as much as you know. Kimoy ki al Kenya l'shela b'ni. Ki al Kenya vartim. Ki al Kenya bo. Ki al Kenya isi panecha. So it means in as much. He just brought different examples that's what it means. 31. Continuing, Vayisi lanu la'einaim, and you have been for us as eyes. Lashon avar. That he's saying that in the past tense. Kitargumo, his uncle explains. And in the past, you've been eyes for us. In other words, you helped guide us in the past. Another reason why you should stay, right? Alternatively, davar acher, lashon osi, this could be in future tense. Kol davar v'davar, on each and every matter, she's ale meinenu, that will be hidden from our eyes. It will be enlightened in our, that will be hidden from our eyes. Meir einenu, oh, you will enlighten our eyes. In other words, it's the future. First explanation is talking about the past. Second explanation is talking about the future, that you will, anything that is hidden from us, you will enlighten us. He already did that, right? He did that to Moshe when he first came, and he saw that he was working too hard, judging the people. And therefore, he said, bring other judges on, right? So there was something hidden from Moshe. He enlightened. So he's saying, you'll continue to do that in the future. That's a second explanation. Davar acher, a third alternative explanation, that you will be dear to us, as our own eyes. Shenemar, that you should love the convert.
So
In other words, don't think the third explanation is, right, that you will be our eyes, just like our own eyes for us. You'll be eyes for us. In other words, just like our own eyes we love because it's me.
Yeah.
So we love you too.
Yeah.
Right? As a convert, there's an extra mitzvah to love. So therefore, don't think you're going to be loved any less.
Okay. When it's giving like the first two explanations, where one was like in the future you're going to be kind of our eyes.
The first one is past. Second one is future.
Second one is future. Is it like?
And the third one's present.
And the third one is present. But is it possible that it could be like, because in the past you like were our eyes, and in the future like you will be our eyes, or is it like it has to be one or the other? Like just in how the explanations are laid out.
I mean, he's bringing different opinions, right?
Okay.
On how to understand those words.
Yeah.
And they do jive together though, right? They do.
Okay.
If you were in the past, then you could be in the future,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
And that's because in the present you are special,
Yeah.
right? So they do tie in,
Yeah.
but each one's giving a different angle of it,
Yeah.
right? So that's why Rashi is giving it in that manner.
Or after the
Or
blessing for the moon, that's all.
what's blessing the moon got to do with this?
I don't know if it was before this or after this.
Blessing of the moon was when the Jews were still in Egypt, right? The Rosh Chodesh Nisan, they had to know when that was in order to know when the 15th of going out of Egypt, right? So, but it's got nothing to do with this. I mean,
This one's put in order.
yeah, okay, so that's the order. 33. Yisu Mehar Hashem, and they travel from the mountain of God, a pathway or a distance of 3 days. Va'arein Bris Hashem, and the ark of the covenant of God, Nesed Lifnehem, was traveling before them, a distance of 3 days. losur, in order to seek out lahem menucha, a place where they would settle. Rashi 33. Derech shleishes yamim, a 3-day distance. Behaaloscha shleishes yamim holchu, they went a journey of 3 days. B'yam echad, in a single day. Shayachodish Baruch Hu chafetz lachnisam la'aretz miyad, because God wanted to bring them into the land of Israel immediately. So he made a 3-day journey into a 1 day. Aha. If it meant that they was traveling for 3 days, then it would just say, it wouldn't say derech shleishes yamim, a way of a path of 3 days. Just say 3 days. I have to say a path, because the path was 1 day that was 3 days worth of travel. Right? That's what Rashi just said, right? You follow?
I don't get where like the 1 day is coming from. Like the Ark of the Eternal Covenant was traveling ahead of them a distance of 3 days. Is it?
Well, we're talking about Rashi. We did Rashi now. Rashi's picking up on the word derech shleishes yamim. Derech means the journey or the distance, the path of 3 days. If you're going 3 days, you don't have to say the path of 3 days. You just say 3 days.
Yeah.
So obviously it doesn't mean 3 days. It means something else. It means they went the amount of a distance of 3 days, but they did it in 1. That's Rashi. Okay. Next Rashi. The Ark of the Covenant of Hashem journeyed 3 days before them. Zeh, this is the Ark that would go out with them le'milchama, for battle. Right?
So that was the all right.
Huh? This is not the Ark that was in the Holy of Holies. This is a different Ark.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that they both arrived at the same time, because the ark went 3 days ahead, and they did a 3-day journey in 1 day.
Yeah.
So they both arrived in the ark, and the people arrived at the same time. That's what I've got from this. They traveled from the mountain of the eternal. This is a 3-day journey.
And also, so it also went in 1 day.
Yeah, because it's saying a distance.
It says a derech. It says derech, right? So it also went in that 1 day, right? Otherwise, the people would have overcome them, would have gone beyond them, right? So this was going out for battle. And the broken tablets were placed in there. And they would go ahead of them 3-day distance, to prepare them a place of encampment. Right? They went in front in order to have a place where to encamp. Next and final pasuk, and the cloud of Hashem was upon them by day, and they would travel from the camp. Rashi, the cloud of Hashem was over them by day. 7 clouds are written in their journeys. Clouds are mentioned 7 times in the accounted journeys of the Jewish people. In verse, we'll see in different times. It brings it 7 times altogether. Arba ruches, 4 on the 4 sides of the camp. Echa milamayla, 1 was above. Echa lamata, 1 was below. Echa lifneim, and 1 was ahead of them. Menasim is gavoya, that would be lower than that which was high. Or be as anomoch, and would raise that which was low, in order to level the road for the Israelites. And it would kill snakes and scorpions. Mina machanef, from the camp, from the place of their encampment. Okay.
How could there be a cloud below them? They're on the ground.
I mean, below means, that's what he just said. It was below the high one. Okay, we'll see you in a